All right, IB History, just a little inspiration for you as we bring this course in for a landing. So it's all good, and we are going to look at the board one last time and do a little bit of review. Gonna grab a couple books here and let's go for a little stroll over to the massive board. Some of our grade 9 students have wiped the board with their backpacks, etc. So I'm just going to talk through this for a couple minutes and mention a few things in the text. As you review, I'll make sure there's a picture of this on the board. I've updated a couple things, on Google Classroom. Well, let's start with where we're at. We got big picture, you got your 3 papers, and we've been spending our time here. We're almost done. I recognize that this has really turned into sort of a self-study in a sense. I've given you a lot of the tools how to do this. We spent a good chunk of time in case study 1 looking at civil rights in the United States. Folks, notice the dates, notice the overlap. This is happening almost concurrently. And so if you figure out some of the ways that they've organized the material, and this is the way that I've taught it through, this is the way your book is structured, that you look at in order sort of nature characteristics of what's going on. You look at the protests in particular action, and then you look at the key actors and the groups and what their significance is. You're going to notice that they basically follow the same pattern. Just want to point one thing out that I noticed in the text here as you're going through, because I know, again, we've not spent nearly as much time in the second one as the first one. And I will shoot another video and we will talk through a few of these things. As you look at some of the practice material, and they're all structured again, notice your chapters, right? 1.2 is nature and characteristics. And I've copied everything so you sort of work your way through systematically in your review. But one of the things that I noticed as I was flipping through the first case study is that in the back, some of you might have already found this. As you go through, there's this little section that's in blue. And it actually is a series of, it's like looking at the back of your book, and it basically goes through each of the questions and provides some hints for how to answer them as you work your way through the South Africa case study. So I'm going to direct you there to basically run yourself through it as you're doing review, and then you're looking at some of the questions. So let's just find one for example. Yeah, so your source skills. So if you're working through in the role of key individuals and you do a quick practice in the box here, you can flip to the back. It's giving an indication that you can look at the back and find some of that. So that's one of the helpful things for paper 1. We'll continue along with paper 1.